Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Supersonic page turner. Once again, with my good friend Tom. And this time we're going to be reading issues 9 through 16. So let's. You have anything to say first off, Tom?
All right, I'm ready.
I already.
Let's go.
I was going to say I already started recording like 20 seconds ago.
Yeah, well, I'm even more ready now. Let's go.
All right. Issue number 9. I'm going to start with the summary. First off, the cover. It's Wonder Boy.
Yeah, a pretty janky Wonder Boy, but it's
Oh,
Wonder Boy.
that face looks like it's seen hell.
Those thighs look like they see. This Wonder Boy does not skip leg day.
No, I guess not. Um, let's see. It's not about Sonic, so we're just gonna kind of move on.
Yep.
So, so following off from the last issue, issue 8, was that, or no, not issue 8, issue 7. Um, no, yeah, it was issue 8. It was about Sonic's origin, and at the end of the origin, we found out that the Omniviewer was taken over by Robotnik. And what happened was that the Omniviewer sucked in Sonic and his friends to get rid of them and fling them into the far-flung future. That was what Robotnik said. The Omniviewer technically listened to that and only moved them 6 months into the future. Those 6 months, though, was enough for Robotnik to take over South Island. So, with Sonic and his friends, Sonic, Tails, Johnny Lightfoot, and Porker Lewis, they're all now that they're back in now that they're free. The problem is that now they're in a world with Robotnik rules. So issue 9 starts off with us directly coming right back in with Sonic and his friends being thrown out. Omniviewer tells them what's up, and they're immediately attacked by a new set of badniks. I have certain thoughts about those badniks. I will point them out later. Um, Sonic can't really attack them normally. They're pretty strong. So because of that, he gets them to attack each other. They go out, save some animal buddies, finds out that Robotnik has taken over, attacked by more bandits. Sonic finds out that there are no animals in them. Perfect for him. And he goes and knocks them out. The art is done by Richard Elson. Get used to that. And the script is done by Nigel Kitching. Kitchen. Kitchening. Kit. Kitching. Kitching. That sounds kind of racist. Anyways, so that's a summary. And
It was good. Richard, which I can't speak today. Richard Elson. Um, is a really good. Like I said, like before, he's a really great artist. I like his. Like I said, I like his early day Sonic. It has still the roundness to the face. Those three spikes that you hate. But I actually looked at some Sonic art. He does some other Sonic art. Apparently, they also had the three spikes in them too.
no. My problem isn't the three spikes. Sonic is like well known for having the three spikes. Hell, his modern design has roughly the same three layers, just more detailed. The problem is that when Richard Elson draws him, he looks like he has a mohawk. Like it's just a
To the
singular.
side.
Yeah, when it just looks like a singular layer. So when he turns around, it's three layers, and it pisses me off because there's a very clear gap in that shit.
You know what? It's just the expen. You just have to expend your imagination.
I'm already
There-
expending it pretty hard with the Omniviewer.
yeah, but yeah, the art's pretty good. Like usual, his mechanical designs are really his the designs for the Batniks are really cool. This is where we meet the Eggman's troopers, who basically act as Eggman's primary forces for the rest of the comic.
Basically, if you're familiar with the modern Dr. Eggman, Eggplants, basically, except these are more 90s designed.
Or SWAT bots, if you want to go from Archie's side.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid
Those are
mentioning. I'm trying to avoid
yeah.
like comparing it directly to Archie.
Oh
Um,
yeah, on Saturday, yeah. but just the idea that Eggman has a more standardized forces, because at the time when there's a lot of stuff was out, Eggman didn't really have that.
No.
I would say Saturday was probably the first one where he had like a standardized standard force instead of just the mismatch of animal pawns that he get later.
Yeah. Like the Badniks are animal themed. He's had a he had a
I mean, he had in
few.
the beginning.
Yeah, in the beginning, yeah, he had the Badniks, and there's clearly no unified base for them. And it wasn't until like what Heroes that he decided, hey, I should just probably have a foot soldier as a base, and that ended up just being like the egg pawns. Um,
Yeah, that we just get forever.
yep.
But
All
yeah,
right.
art's really good. I like the coloring. Like I
What's
said, I like the coloring for this. The colorist, I wasn't able to find,
yeah,
but whoever it is,
it's yeah, I don't see anything here on the
unless
credits either.
Richard did it himself. And if he did, it's like I like the colors,
It just
the
says
animals.
art. It just says art, so I think that's safe to say because nowadays it would say penciling or colors depending on people.
Yeah.
So
The
again say
animals are still.
oh,
Oh,
go ahead.
continue.
Oh, I was gonna say it's
I was
safe
gonna
to
say
say. I was gonna say it's safe to say that Richard Elson probably did the entire shading and everything too.
mm, really talented guy.
Yep.
But yeah, the art is pretty good. The animal characters are still not quite anthropomorphic yet. And I'm gonna try to make notes of this. I'm gonna try to like think to myself as we go on. I'm gonna see how long it takes before every animal person we see is just like a person.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like,
Oh
yeah,
man, keep an eye on Porker Lewis. Like if
yeah, I'm gonna look at Poca Lewis and just eyeball him from the side, and
yeah
Johnny Life just be
yeah.
like, how long will it take before they just forget you're now? You just change.
Oh no, I think it's you see the first example is Porker Lewis because holy shit. Not until we get to Casino
Yeah.
Night Zone. Um that said, do you have any thoughts? Oh, let me go first with the thoughts. I don't think I'm too big of a fan of the Super Badniks. That's what they're called. Um they don't look like Badniks. I understand that
Right?
the red trooper ones, that one makes more sense because like they're just standardized robots. They don't have any like they don't have any creatures inside of them. They're just robots. But the super badniks that we see in the first few pages, which is like the giant green ones, they still have animal buddies in them, and if they don't, they're not very Sonic. You know,
I think
it's
they're
very.
just supposed to. I think they're just supposed to make represent Eggman's. Is just supposed to represent more serious and more scary designs from the more friendly looking or badniks we've had before.
I get that, but then what the hell's the point of the super of the troopers?
I
Because
think it was just I don't know. I guess the troopers are just like another form of badnik. I think they were just saying we need to get like an opener badnik, and it needed the animals inside to just keep that familiarity, and so that later on in the story, where Sonic's fighting the troopers, he's like, I can't go full out, and then they introduced the whole idea of no, these guys don't have anything inside of them, so Sonic can just go full out on them.
I suppose I don't know. I'm just trying to think like would it to me like would it make more sense if it was just instead of these green super bandits, what if it was just a giant crab meat or something that's just really hard to attack, you know? Or some kind of weird amalgamation of badniks like of the
Yeah, I
classic
understand.
but no, you're right. I mean, it's to really
It's
show
meant
it's meant to show how dangerous and serious Robotnik has gotten to refine his design in those 6 months with Sonic without Sonic interrupting.
Yep, and they're supposedly more tougher, but as we're gonna see, we're gonna see how long that toughness stays.
Yeah. Uh, Sonic took. Well, Sonic didn't really attack those green ones. He tried to attack them. He bounced off. So, he got them to attack each other. Any more
Also,
thoughts?
yeah, as far as the arc goes, well, we already probably far past that. So on to story.
I already
Try to
mentioned
move
story.
on to story. Yeah, we probably did, but yeah, we did. But some story notes I have here. So the Omni viewer sent them 6 months into the future. Robotnik last issue said he was planning on trapping Sonic in the future. So I guess Robotnik wanted him to send him like thousands of years.
Yeah, he wanted to throw him far into the future. He said, um, not how. He didn't say. He didn't specify how much, but he wanted to throw Sonic far into the future, which the Omniviewer technically did. He just threw into the future, not super far, but enough.
Robotnik controls him. Also, Robotnik has that kind of power.
Yeah.
We're gonna see him not used to at all, really. Also the Batnik. Also, this the Batnik troopers are now expand on the idea of a Batnik without a person in it that we saw all the way back with Arachnobot.
Yeah. He was called a Prime Badnik. There we go. That's what he was called.
Yep, a term that never shows up again. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it expands on the idea. I like the panel where you see Robotnik's taking over of Green Hill slash of Green Hill Zone.
Oh yeah. You really
I
get
like
to
the
see.
weird.
Yep.
Yeah, I really like it. I like the eggs with with the telescopes. The weird trees. That reminds me of like the trees that you see in like Knuckles in Sonic 3 and Knuckles a little bit.
You mean palm trees? Those aren't weird.
No, no, not the palm trees. Probably thinking of something else. No, they actually no. This is what they remind me of cat posts.
Oh. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, so that's that. It's a simple story. Robotnik's at the end, like, oh, it's another thing. Forgot about the cover. There's a little sign that says Robotnik rules.
Yeah, and the little title splash where it says that there's a new Sonic story inside. It's written over in graffiti, or not graffiti but paint, and it just says Robotnik rules, kind of already give it a hint on the cover of what's the situation inside the story.
Yeah, it sets up the new status quo. This is when the comic starts to really deviate into its own thing.
Yep.
I wonder if there was any. Yeah, so and then we got our small size characters going to stay for the rest of the series, pretty much. But yeah, I nice issue.
Yeah, I would say it's a nice issue. Other than my
Yeah,
my gripes with the Badnik designs, they're not really that bad. I mean, like my gripes are not even that bad to affect my overall enjoyment of it. The story, I do like it. It's pretty simple, but it's at the same time, it really shows the iron grip that Robotnik has um, from just half a year without Sonic, and it's amazing.
also, the troopers, I always liked the design. Just like the weird skull face they have, the little robotness symbol they have on top. I just gotta find. I like the little robotness symbol they have on top of their heads. It adds like this goofy charm to it.
Sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, they go back and forth on that.
Yeah.
So Robotnik's put them in labor. Here's another note. So as far as this concerned, Robotnik's put the animals in labor camps. But we're gonna see later. It's a little weirder how Robotnik is taken over. Oh, and there's also another scene I like. After we see like the whole Robotnik world taking over, the scene between the one rope the one Morbian and the trooper, where he's like, "I'm sorry, but my wife, she'll be the penalty for." And it's just like he's just like it's death, and it says Doctor Robotnik is harsh but fair. Well, okay, maybe he's not fair, but we like, but we like him. We like them.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just the little goofy memes you get with these guys. Just kind of like it is does a good contrast with their designs.
Yeah. It's I would argue it's a little less goofy because other times Robotnik's kind of a bully, and then in this one it's like the penalty is death. Oh shit! Not even like not anything else, huh? Just flat out death. No shit.
Yeah. Then again, that's our trend in the comics, where Robotnik's way more evil in the comics than he actually is in the game.
Oh no, yeah, I know.
All right. So, want
So
to go over to the next issue?
yeah. So that was issue 9. Onward to issue 10, and it's not another Sonic comic cover. What the fuck? We're back to the little splash page where it says starring Sonic the Hedgehog, but it's about decap attack. I don't know if that's It says a new
I think
series.
it's a yeah, it's a new series. Becomes pretty popular in this comic, from what I know. I haven't read it though.
I mean, not really my interest right now. So we start off.
Yeah.
So the title of this one is Sonic the Hedgehog Megatox. We start off in Chemical Plant Zone, and we see a couple of Badnik troopers and a weird sunglass wearing penguin just strolling by on his way to work. Badniks let him through. He goes, "Hail Robotnik," and inside we see that. Well, we're firsthand witnessing to those camps that Tom mentioned earlier. That's been in the same. I'm sorry, that Tom has been mentioning in the last issue. There we go. And we see that they are whipping and attacking the animal buddies. Turns out that penguin dude. Turns out that penguin dude is actually Sonic in disguise. Bursts out, starts taking out the troopers like nothing. He gets a good hit. One of the troopers gets a good hit on him. But Sonic bursts right through him. Him and the new rescued buddies are going through the sewers trying to get their way out. They defeat a grabber, and as they're heading their way out, it's something's wrong with the pink weird liquid that's in there. It's sticky. It's dangerous. But once they reach an opening, it ends up coming alive and attacking Sonic. Turns out it's some weird stuff called Megatox, and it's a poison specifically designed to kill Sonic. Um, and it's living. It's a living weird entity, and because of that, uh, I mean, it's a living entity, and it became that way because a scientist that was working on this accidentally fell into his batch, got killed by it, and ended up being like taking control of it. So he basically became one with the Megatox. Sonic is in a bad situation. He can't beat him normally. So what he ends up doing is creating a hole, burrowing a hole, and creating a cycle within that room, and essentially flushes the Megatox out. It's gonna be a while for that thing to pull itself back together, but that's all the time Sonic needs to get his animal buddies out of there. And that's the end of the issue.
Yeah. Let me just get my thought on art out of the way. Same as last time. Pretty good. Really good.
Yeah, the art this time is once again done by Richard Elson, and again, as we mentioned 100 times before, he's great at coloring. Love his work, love his designs, and the Badnik Troopers look absolutely amazing.
Yep.
The
That first
absolute
page.
Yeah, inside the chemical plant, it is. I love how he drew the absolute scale of how big the plant is.
Yeah. It's really great. You see all the machines. You see the Batnet in the background. Background. You see the animal with the animal buddies. Trying to put things together.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a real. It's really good in this issue. I really like the first page where you see the close up with their you see a side view of them with their with their overbite jaws and the fangs. Also, you see them also you see how the Nazi parallels are getting a little higher up in this because they give a salute with their arms sticked out. That's their official salute.
Yeah, all hail Robotnik. May his reign be everlasting. That's
Yeah,
what they say. Uh,
yep,
I love how absolutely terrifying the Megatox looks. It
yeah,
is. It is gross. It is slimy, and it is creepy.
yeah. It's really great design. Um, Megatox himself. So he was a scientist working with the botanists. I mean, he was like an I would assume a Morbian too.
Mhm.
So so from the witness I'm getting is he agreed to work with Robotnik, or at least after he became Megatalk, he kept working.
Yeah, he seemed very gleeful in developing this poison to kill Sonic.
So I guess he's the first Mobian we see that actually works for Robotnik because out of not because he actually wants to.
Hmm.
Also, we see a bunch of first here. Bob Beaky, which is the name of Beaky. I can't speak, but which is the name of Sonic's penguin disguise, which will show up
Yep.
many times in this comic, makes its first appearance. Wonder how other penguins feel when they see Sonic does his disguise. They're like, then again, I don't think we ever see penguins in this comic. I'm gonna make a
Uh,
note on that until later. Until later, I actually don't think we do.
I'm trying to think about it, and no. I mean, the games there are penguin enemies. I mean enemies and little buddies. Um, but
Oh,
no, that's about it.
yeah. Also, Sonic doing a little. This Sonic doing a little like spying, and actually like not go just running at it,
Mhm.
showing more like freedom fighter or freedom fighters or like spy tactics.
Yeah,
This guys
pretty
have stuff
much.
to infiltrate. Um, yeah. Besides that, it's a pretty good little adventure. Oh, we also see the actual game Grabber Spider Bot
Yeah,
for the
this.
first time.
Yep, that little badnik. It is hanging out in the sewer, high above, where no one could see it, coming down just to grab one of the animal buddies. And if it's based off the game, it was gonna self-destruct once it grabbed one of them. So that's kind of metal.
Yeah. So so yeah, Toxic, Mega Tox. I tell you, he does come back.
I would imagine, yeah.
Yep. He's the first of what I like to call the minor supervillain like villains that Sonic fights besides Robotnik. I'm actually making a list here of all the ones that actually come back and matter, and he's the first one. As for a first appearance, he comes off pretty good.
Oh yeah. He came dangerously close to just trapping Sonic like that. Even Sonic pointed out that it's struggling for him. It's a struggle for him to even breathe in there. So this
Yep.
stuff is essentially
Make him.
supposed to be his kryptonite, basically.
Yep.
Which it's kind of a subtle way to nod to the games where Sonic is just not good at swimming, and Chemical Plant is a very good example of that.
Yeah, with the pink liquid chemicals in it.
Hmm.
With which is
I
funny that they made that, which is an obstacle that a lot of early Sonic fans hated, and they made it like an actual entity.
Yeah. That thing is a noob killer. That's what it's called. That's the term. And yeah, it's that thing is if you don't learn to get around it, or if you don't learn about the higher routes, you are going to suffer to it. It also really forces you to take it slow because not take it slow, but pay attention to your surroundings because there are a lot of platforms that if you run right past them or if you miss them, you're going to fall below a level, be into the lower level, which will eventually throw you into the Mega Mac. That's what it's called sometimes too, the Mega Mac, not Mega Toxin.
Yeah, Mr. Tox is just what he calls himself. Mega Mac is just the chemical itself.
Yeah.
Also, the little when Sonic kills that one trooper bot, the pose from Sonic 2. I should have made like a counter. You're probably gonna go back and look at it. How many times we see this pose? Because I've started to notice that they really like to put Sonic. They really like to put him in it.
It's a Sonic One pose, and it's ironic.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sonic
it's
1. I meant.
ironic, very iconic. There we go.
Yep. How many times in this comic can we see him in this? But yeah,
Well,
pretty good comic. Also, none of the Freedom Fighters are here, so it's just a Sonic only adventure.
yep. What are you talking about? I see an unnamed rabbit and I see an unnamed pig.
No, no, we see later that this is not those are not the ones that matter. The rabbit and pig that matter. This is
Mm,
just unknown rab. This is just random civilians.
fine, if you say so. Well,
Though
that's
it would
all.
be pretty funny if they just got captured literally the next issue. That would be that would be pretty funny.
Yes, it would. Or if one of Sonic's buddies were captured, anyways, that would be funny. Just a moment like he turns around and it's like someone's already captured.
Like the
Uh,
end of that issue, after we panned it out, Sonic's like, "All right, guys, we're gonna do this." Porker Lewis and Johnny Life were already captured. He's like, "Gosh darn it!"
It's like I can't leave you alone for 5 minutes. That said, those are my thoughts. Cutting that one out.
Yeah, like I said, really good fun adventure. Like usual, we got our first, what I like to call it, one-off Sonic supervillain like villain. So he fights that isn't Eggman, or just Sonic villain that isn't Eggman.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for a fact he comes back.
Yep.
All right.
Moving on to issue number 11. Talking about the cover, we have Sonic back as the front man, and it's I mean it's good. I like Sonic's
Yeah.
art, and I love the art of the I forgot what those things are called, shielders, or something like that. Um,
Yeah.
can't remember the exact name, but they're Casino Night Zone Badnik, and I mean I like how Sonic looks. He's colored nicely, he's shaded nicely, and I love his little design in this one. It's not Richard Elson, but it's very reminiscent of his cover art in the games, and that's fine by me. The
Yeah. You see
Badnik,
Sonic jump.
yeah, you see
Oh,
Sonic.
sorry. You continue.
I was gonna say, yep. Just to follow up what you said, yeah, it's Sonic jumping. He's not going
Yeah,
to a
he's jumping.
he's not going to a spin attack, but he's jumping.
Yeah, he's looking in a completely different direction. So he probably doesn't see that guy there.
Yeah. Now then, going on with the summary, we are welcomed to Time Racer. That's what this story is called. And going back on the kidnapped story, it was Tails that was captured in the time that Sonic turned his head. So Robotnik captured Tails and threatened to and ended up using Tails as a decoy. Turns out that Robotnik has a satellite orbital laser aimed for the Emerald Hill Zone. And if only Sonic can stop it within 5 minutes. Um, no, 5 seconds. 5 seconds to run halfway around the world and stop that orbital laser. Can Sonic do it? He's already broken out of that room, out of that prison, and he's rushing as soon as he can, breaking several sound barriers. As we see about three sonic booms happening around the same time, and he just keeps going. He's going as fast as he can. He outruns the laser, and he ends up making a mirror on the floor out of the sand. Brings it back, and ends up letting letting the laser reflect off of it right back to the orbital station. We get a little gag of Sonic being a little vain, Tails being upset that he wasn't as useful, and Sonic just poking more into that. So that's the end of that little issue. It's more of a filler story, and yeah, that's about it. Now talking about the art, well,
I love it.
it's fine. It's fine, but holy shit, man, I don't like Sonic when he's standing still. Sometimes he's got weird, like tube-like shoes, like longer than they should probably be allowed.
Yeah, the Grinch stockings. Oh, just to say, the writer of this is Mark Millar, and the artist is like what was it? I think it was like Hillier,
Hmm.
Ed Hillier.
Yeah,
But yeah, I really like it. I don't know. I really like his art. His paneling is dynamic. He has a good sense a good sense of perspective and layering. How to put he has some really good dramatic. He has some really good dynamic art.
I would. Yes, I would say that he's really good at the dynamic art, but uh, man, sometimes how he draws Sonic is really weird. Like really weird. Like the first panel of Sonic looking back, I don't know. It doesn't. His face doesn't seem right to me. Um, but he drew Robotnik fine. Tails looks all right. It's just Sonic that throws me off the most. Of course, when we get to page 3 of that, where Sonic is running full force, that is That is a really nice like full speed Sonic. I
That's,
like that.
yeah, you see the three-quarter view of him rushing forward, the speed lines behind, little flames on it. That's just the picture just screams speed. And like I like the picture of the Earth with the robot with the machine. And
Yeah.
oh gosh, I really like it. Like the lighting with the colors of Robotnik when he's looking at the screen in the second
Mhm.
and the dramatic angle it's at. I have to say, and then you get to the page where Sonic's actually going Sonic supersonic speed and possibly more. Where you see like the colors in the background, the rings on it, all the colors, and like Sonic starts to blur. Oh, it's really good.
Oh yeah. And it's really cool. And
Yeah.
I do like the clever idea of making a mirror out of the sand and reflecting the laser right back. Hell, that's but to be fair, that's a hell of an accuracy to just angle it right back perfectly to hit it miles and miles into space.
I guess Sonic was just kind of taking a guess there. Plus, he probably just angled it until like the mirror stop firing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that should probably get us into our story point. All right, this is probably the fastest we've ever seen this Sonic go.
yeah, and
He
that's
went halfway around the world in 5 seconds. Before five, wait, no, exactly at 5 seconds because the laser fired.
yeah. The laser did touch down, so
Yeah, so he went halfway around the world. Actually, he went before the laser touched the Earth. He was already there. So
no,
darn.
no.
Uh,
Going
the
by the
laser
panel.
fired.
No, it's the Death Ray was charging up in 5 seconds, and it around the once it hit zero, it would fire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So in those
But
five
still,
seconds, it was charging up. But still, that's
that's fast.
that's putting it
That's
lightly. But yeah,
that's absurdly fast.
that is probably the fastest any early Sonic is, and that is definitely a very high end contender for many Sonic feats.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
uh, just to compare it to Archie, we don't get something like this, like an exact scenario like this, until maybe 176, which is the
yeah,
one
when
where
Eggman invaded.
yeah, when Eggman invaded Night Hole, beat the shit out of Sonic in his armor that was designed to counter Sonic, and Sonic got so frustrated in that fight that he ran to the other side of the world in a split second, which was even faster than this, and then ran right back just to ram into Robotnik. So, sheesh. But other than
Yeah,
that,
and that was
though,
that Sonic at its fastest. And that was that Sonic at its fastest. This guy didn't even this Sonic didn't even get tired or anything after it.
yeah.
It's a
To be
far
fair,
cry from the second issue where he had trouble going Sonic, even making a Sonic Boom.
yeah. So, and I guess it's more like because a high stakes scenario that he really had to keep pushing himself because based off the scripting and stuff, it's saying that Sonic may have been the fastest hedgehog in the world, but today he had to be even faster. So he really pushed himself, and you could see that in how much he was stressing himself and just trying to reach to the other side of the world.
Yeah, and also Tails. Tails didn't make there in the 5 seconds, but if my time period is go good, Tails went all the way from halfway around the world, and not that long ago, not even that long ago before Sonic.
If we could assume that Tails made it back within because he got back by the end of the aftermath. So assuming let's really highball it. So I'm sorry, let's really lowball it here. Let's assume that entire event took like 30 seconds. Tails got back across around from the other side of the planet in about 30 seconds, which is nowhere near Sonic's speed. But damn, is that fast?
Yeah, probably the fastest Tails I can think of.
Yeah,
Probably the,
it's always seen that Tails is it's not comparable to Sonic, but in the games there is a top speed for every character for Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Knuckles being the absolute slowest with the lowest acceleration and the lowest top speed and the lowest jump. But Tails has a lower speed than Sonic and a lower acceleration than Sonic. And those are subtle things in the games. But here, it kind of shows that Tails is slower than Sonic, but he's not slow at all. He's just slower compared to the fastest thing around.
Yep. But yeah, it was a pretty. But yeah, also I like you said, I like the sand thing. It's good to see Sonic doing like creative stuff with his speed
Yeah,
instead of just running into things.
when I was reading it, I was wondering like what he was gonna do because I thought he was gonna just like what throw a rock and hit it with stupidly powerful accuracy. I mean, it's not the first time I've seen him throw a rock with a homing property. Oh man, that's Sonic CD ending, man. Uh, but no, I was surprised that he used his head, found some sand, and made glass out of it. Actually, not just any glass, but glass dense enough to be a mirror. So it's not super thin where the laser could pass through. No, it was dense enough to be a reversing mirror.
Yeah, that was a pretty smart way around it. I was thinking that too. I was like, how is he gonna like? I was thinking that too. I'm like, wait, if he's gonna get there, but what is he gonna do? At first, I was gonna think that he was like, is he gonna like try to like super jump towards it and then like spin dash in the laser? But on the way he did, I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
Yep.
But
Uh,
yeah,
so
oh, so Sally Acorn makes her reappearance. Again, doesn't really do anything, but that's something. Oh, the Badger and the Bird. We saw those guys in the issue where the weird Metal Sonic showed up and they got captured.
oh yeah, those two are I guess they're forever to be in a pair. Nothing bad about that. I guess they're just supposed to be like just friends that just end up in these things. Probably
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah. Now that we got our inner power scaler out of here, yeah. Overall, good issue.
Yeah.
I like pretty fun little adventure. Oh, also at the end, like I said, this Sonic has a lot more attitude than a lot of the other versions. Like in the end, where you look at the mirror. I also like that the little like, also like the little like fun ribbon him and Tails go to. And maybe I'm reading this wrong, or maybe I'm misunderstanding the joke here. But when he says, at least I'm modest, Sonic," that's because you got so much to be modest about, Pixel Blaine. And I can't really read Tails' expression there. I don't know if it's supposed to be bewildered or not. I don't know. I kind of read that as like Sonic saying, "You have a lot to be modest about," because like Tail has a lot of great things about him.
No, no, no.
Or
When he
maybe I'm
said
just missing.
no, no, you're misreading it. When he said yeah, because you got a lot to be modest about. Basically, is
No
saying
way.
which is him saying that you're not as perfect as me. So because of that,
Oh way. Yeah.
you make way too many mistakes. So you have absolutely no room to be to not be modest. That's
Oh wait, I misunderstood that completely. Yeah, you're right. Well, never mind. Read that. Ends on a good. Ends on an insult to his friend.
so Tails is not bewildered. He's just more like that's kind of messed up.
Yep.
But moving on.
Yeah. Yeah. Move on
Uh,
to the next issue.
yep, next issue, and we are back to not Sonic.
Yep.
Uh,
Let's move on.
yep, and this issue is called Hidden Danger. Our story begins with two animal buddies, a hippo and a panda, looking up into the night sky and see a meteor coming back down. That meteor that crashed into them, that crashed in front of them, is Sonic. So, what happened to Sonic? How did he get there? Why is he there? And what is this place? We'll find out. Sonic awakes next to an owl, absolutely no idea who he is, and he is told that he's in something called the Hidden Zone, a place detached from Eggman's rule and Robotnik. I'm sorry, detached from Robotnik's rule, and because of that, Robotnik is frantically looking for that hidden zone so he could finally complete his absolute takeover. That said, um, that said, he shows off his army of bandits. He's already scared. He's an army of bandits that he's already setting up into a rocket to follow Sonic into the hidden zone. Turns out that he knows where the hidden zone is now, thanks to Sonic. And the bandits attack, and they're going all over the place. And they are in desperate need, and the people are asking Sonic for help, and Sonic's not sure what to do. But it's not until one of the Moto Bugs call him out and call him Sonic the Hedgehog that jogs his memory, snaps out of it, and he takes out as many badniks as he can. He takes out the invading force, saves everyone, and introduces them to Emerald Hill Zone so they can hide out. Robotnik is angry, and he vows to get revenge on this on Sonic for ruining his invasion, and that's the end of the issue.
Right. So, I didn't really quite like this adventure as much. Mark Millar is back again. I forgot how many stories Mark Millar wrote. And the art, Carl Flint.
Yeah, it's
The art, it's not, it's not quite to my taste.
no. Uh, his designs for the other animal buddies are not bad. It's just my biggest issue is Sonic himself. Sometimes he just looks way too weird and out of it. Robotnik's fine, but and the Bandits are fine, but it's just Sonic that just looks off so bad. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes his coloring and shading is pretty flat. There is shading, I
Yeah,
mean, but it's way too, how do I say, subtle for it to be like. I'm not asking for it to be like a harsh, like drastic, um, drastic shading where it's very harsh on the lighting and dark. But I don't know, like it's kind of hard to tell
uh,
sometimes.
one of my biggest problems is the backgrounds. It doesn't really have many backgrounds. We see that establishing shot of of the hidden zone hideout, and then we get into it, and we just see like random lines and like this random green room. We don't really get a sense of where anything is.
Yeah,
Um,
and then we go back to Robotnik, who's supposed to be loading his entire Badnik army to follow Sonic, and it's supposed to be his base. It's very obvious it's supposed to be his base, but it just looks like the hidden zone.
it's just like another green room with some lines on it. It's supposed to be a new flying fortress. And it's like out of because we established earlier, Sonic 2 happened in this, and the old one's abandoned. But yeah, it's just sort of like no real lining, and like it's the and then you see the scene where the bad nits are attacking, and like at first I was like, you see the sky's all red and everything, and you look down, and at first I was like, are they still in the sky? But no, I see the little people. That's supposed to be the ground. It's
Yeah, and
all same color as the sky.
yeah, it's not very good.
And you get
So
to see like them destroying everything, but you don't really see anything that they destroyed. Like you see some nondescript shapes, and I'm like, was that part of the building? Is that like a side building from it? What's getting destroyed?
not only that, but this is supposed to be called the hidden zone, which it's supposed to be like I'm assuming it's supposed to be like something akin to the special stages, where it's supposed to be mystical and nonsensical.
I don't think
Yeah,
it is because they said this only different this place has it's a cloaking device.
I mean I say that
Remember?
because I mean I know that, but I say that because there's like floating keys, weird designs, mostly just floating keys everywhere, and there's like a key in every page. What the hell?
I
And
think I actually
I
think of those keys. I think those are supposed to be parts of people's houses. Because now I'm looking at that first panel. See the little like igloos? I think. I think those are their houses.
no because I mean what you're saying that they made their houses out of the keys?
No, they made their houses and put keys on top of them.
I don't know because the first page, the first panel, it's just like they're just keys floating in the sky.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And they're looking at space, which I'm assuming they're looking at the night. But wait, but then later on we see the sky's just red. So
Yeah,
what? How were they? Was that like past the cloaking device?
I don't know. The sky is super inconsistent, and in the last page where Sonic shows them the bridge to get to Emerald Hill, it's it gradients from red to normal blue sky. So I guess the sky is just naturally red during the day.
Oh, also, there's a key right there, so I guess you're right. There is keys everywhere.
Yeah. So I guess the zone is
Yeah,
just naturally has a red sky during the day, and it just has a normal night sky at night. That's what I'm assuming.
and it has a bunch of keys. I guess the key. I guess I understand why the keys are there. Is to have the theme of like a key hides a secret, so get it like the hidden zone.
I guess.
But I get the theming, but it's just not strong enough. Like if maybe if we saw more buildings, a little bit more of the geography, a little bit. They only get a few pages, but they really skimped on the background.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Also, an owl creature. Hey, look, it's Sonic's mom. But yeah, jokes aside though, um, the whole amnesia thing was so pointless.
Yeah, because it's immediately resolved. Also,
Like no,
it never says how Sonic got there. It's just that Robotnik was just able to track him.
yeah, how did he get it? Because he was coming from the sky like a comet. So how did he get? Was he in a rocket? But there's no like debris from it.
Mhm. This
But yeah, I don't
is
understand the amnesia thing anyways. Because like the attack happens, and then like literally like the second it happens, Sonic gets his memory back. Oh, and he goes into the Sonic One pose, which another time we see that. But yeah, it's like pointless. If Sonic had his memories, just told him everything, nothing would have changed.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of a
It's kind of weird, and I don't really have a whole lot to say about it because
yeah, it's just not that great. Actually, I think the first issue I said was just not really. Not saying it's like terrible or anything. It's just not that great.
this is our first sign of a filler issue.
Yeah,
It just doesn't add anything, and it's just kind of there.
yeah. Also, I guess the only thing I could say is, well, we already knew Green Hill Zone is like their main base of operations, but I guess more people live there now.
Emerald Hill.
I mean, Emerald Hill Zone. I guess just no, yeah. I guess that's just their main base of operation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Free Morbius. But yeah, it was there. Want to go on to the next one?
I like to. And it's kind of funny how these last 3 minutes of this conversation was just, yeah. I don't have much to say. This issue was there. Let's move on. So,
Yep.
issue 13, and this time we actually have a cover with Sonic and Echo the
Uh,
Dolphin. So that's interesting. That said, I will say that the art for the cover is actually really well done. I like it.
Yep. Sonic's in that pose again.
Yes, he is. Except this time not doing the 3/4. He's looking forward, but at the same time looking at Echo the Dolphin. So
Yep.
that's kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, I like how Echo was drawn. He looks nice. It's definitely a
Yeah.
dolphin.
That's, yeah. Let's get to the issue.
Yep. So this time we are in Double Trouble. That's what the issue's called. And we go back to Tails in Emerald Hill Zone playing with a soccer ball. I'm sorry, a football. And he sees a TV monitor that is familiar to those who play the game. And in the games, those monitors provide power ups and occasionally extra lives. So anyways, Tails sees this monitor. He sees Sonic in it, and Sonic's telling Tails, "Hey, can you break it or open it up so I can come out?" And Tails is like, "All right," not really questioning why Sonic's in there. Outbursts some other thing where something else that is not quite Sonic. It looks like him, but it's not quite. With fangs, a much more fuzzier, spikier hair, pointed nose, a lot more angry scowl and look. But it's almost like it's Sonic, and he's running through Emerald Hill, interrupting a lot of the rebuilding. attacking other fellas, splashing people, and he even started a fire. So he's just harassing a lot of people in this one. However, he's stopped by the real Sonic coming in, tripping him up, and knocking him around. Sonic tries to explain to the others, that the other residents, that it wasn't him. But Sally accuses him that you can't just, that why were you doing such a thing? Sonic tries to defend himself. No one's really listening. Meanwhile, this unknown doppelganger, who at this point is called Extra Life, um, goes around trying to attack Sonic, and he points out to everyone. Sonic points out to everyone, like, see, it's an evil doppelganger. And Sally's like, yeah, sure, like, sure, yeah. I mean, I believe you, but I'm not gonna say sorry. Tails wakes up and he realizes that there's a lot of trouble going on, and Sonic's in a bad position. Tails ends up bringing the monitor with him and ends up capturing Extra Life and throwing him back inside the television, into the monitor. Sonic goes, grabs the monitor, picks it up, and punts it far into space to never be seen again. Uh, Realistically, that should have just broke the monitor. Um, but it ends with a note saying that ends with a joke of Sally Acorn saying that she's sorry. She should have known that such a brutal, ugly monster was a real bad guy. And Sonic just ends with the joke of ugly. I thought he was kind of handsome. And that's the end of the issue. Yeah, that's the end of the issue.
Um, yeah, let's first thing art. I liked it. It was better than yesterday. It's better. I was gonna say yesterday, but it's better than the last issue.
I mean, yeah, it was a
But
lot more interesting.
characters, yeah, but characters look a little funky. Especially Tails. Tails was really fat in this issue. Like his body.
Yeah, like in the first panel and the third panel, he just looks like he's just like blown up like a balloon.
Yeah.
It's just
Sonic looks kind of okay. Sonic's okay. The animal people are still animals, not Wait, no. No, Sally always had human hands, but yeah, they're still animal.
yeah.
The art's pretty good. The shading's pretty good.
Yep.
The action's pretty alright. Yeah, good art overall, at least for me.
Hmm.
But let's on to the what the fuck is this? What's this story? So Sonic the comic always like does his own thing with the game concepts. Oh wait, no, there is something else about the art. Sally's pretty inconsistently drawn.
Yeah. Sometimes
Like,
she's drawn small. Sometimes she's drawn as big as Sonic.
yeah, yeah.
And
Sometimes she has like human bodies. Like, there's just one page where she's like talking to Sonic, and Sonic's like, "Believe me," and she has like the big head and small body of the normal, like of the normal animal people. And then later on, towards the end, she has like a more Tails weird anthropomorphic like body.
yeah, that's that's weird.
Also, Tails is drawn really inconsistently. Because you see his big body before, and then you see that part where Sonic's like taking the monitor in the last page, and then he has like the big head and normal body he's supposed to have.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, the
man.
more I'm looking at this,
The art's
it's the
all over the
more, yeah, the
it's
more I'm looking at this, the more flaws I'm seeing.
it's just all over the place, and that's weird because I mean, like you were pointing out, the Sonic the comic has a very noticeable track record of trying to make do with earlier concepts and twisting them on their head. The biggest example being the Chaos Emeralds, rather than being like a kind of a neutral party power up to people, they went the extra mile, making it into essentially a very chaotic, dangerous weapon. Um,
Like Supersonic is like one of the most well-known ones.
yeah, and along with that, like in this case, the extra life monitor that's supposed to help you out in the games, they made it into an evil doppelganger of Sonic.
Yeah,
So
created by Kenthivore originally to help him.
yeah,
So, what is this thing supposed to be? is it like a clone? Like an energy clone? It's not a robot.
I don't know. Uh,
It's
all I know is that this thing's officially called Extra Life. Like that's the name of it.
yeah. And as far as I know, this guy never comes back.
It's
So
strange. I mean, I
it's he
don't.
never does.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I like the idea of a Sonic doppelganger. Hell, I mean, like those ones are usually the most interesting. But this one is just, if anything, this is just a slightly more dickish Sonic being a jerk, and then the real Sonic comes in and stops it.
Yeah, but it's such a weird concept because like most adaptate game adaptation, comic book adaptations of Sonic, they don't really dwell on the whole idea. They don't like they take certain elements, but elements like extra lives, they don't like ever talk about because like in narrative, how do you explain that?
Yeah.
But this is like the first one I can think of that actually brought in that whole concept in, and they it's a certainly a unique take, but I feel like its origins are a little too vague.
Especially like you said, later on we do find out that the monitors were made by Kintabor to help out Sonic. So what the hell is this?
Yeah, I assume that originally he must have been good, but maybe because Kentobor turned to Robotnik and like he just stayed in that monitor for so long, he just was like, I want to get out,
Yeah,
and just
it's
went mad.
maybe like he did
But this
stress that.
doesn't confirm.
I mean,
Oh, continue.
the extra life confirmed that like in that issue that he hated being stuck in there. That now that he has free, now that he was free, he was able to let loose. But maybe it was just confinement that drove him mad. Maybe for all we know, like if he was let out earlier, maybe he would have just been more like Sonic, and that would have been it.
Also, how does so when was this made? Because Tails didn't know about Kentobor. So how does he know about Tails?
I mean, I don't know.
I guess maybe he heard about him. Then also, why is his first reaction is to attack the other people?
I don't know. He didn't really attack anyone though. That was the thing. He was just running amok, and with no one to stop him, and he just so happened to cause a lot of problems. But he didn't care.
Yeah, yeah, yes, but he actively tried to destroy all those things, and like he must have stayed there for a while because you see him going around in circles. So he must have destroyed things deliberately. So
Yeah, you're right. This is
this was
this
so I don't understand his motive. Maybe he's just like crazy, but I don't know. I guess.
all we know is that he's just an evil doppelganger that just happens to look like Sonic, but that's it. Sonic
I,
beats him
I
and throws him into space. That's about it.
also kick him in the dang. That's pretty. Going back into like putting on the power scaler hat here. Sonic kicked something all the way from the ground into space.
Yeah. Going back to a game theory, going back to
Going
this,
back to
I
Death Battle.
if we were to scale the size of the TV monitor to Sonic size, and we were to convert it to the actual weight of what a CRT television that would have been around that time, we can estimate that that TV was probably around 10 to 15 pounds. Judging by how hard Sonic kicked it to knock it into orbit and into the upper atmosphere and further out into space, we can estimate that. Okay, I'm stopping the joke there.
Yep, Sonic. Yep. But yeah, it was a pretty. It was a okay issue. Just the whole concept of the actual life was just sort of like pretty random, and like I get also it's sort of like a prelude to like Supersonic, really. Well, not
Yeah,
like we already saw Supersonic, but like the idea of Supersonic being its own entity.
of Sonic trying to confront an entity that's like him, but that's just running amok.
Yeah. Except this time he can actually the Supersonic. Except this Sonic isn't like 1,000 times stronger than him.
No, it's just a
About
Sonic.
even.
Yeah, I mean he still lost at the end. It was up to Tails to win,
Yeah. Tails being really useful.
even though he was the one that caused the problem.
Yep. Yeah, he's there. Hey, he didn't know. He thought Sonic was trapped. Eggman has a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but
It could happen.
he didn't really question it though. That was kind of the thing. And
Well, he is 10 or
yeah,
8.
8, 8 or
No, 8.
he's supposed to be 8 in the earlier stuff, and then he's like 10 later. Um,
Hmm.
But I'm not trying to knock Tails or anything. It's just like it's clearly done for the sake of having a story, but still, like I feel like any other scenario, he'd probably be questioning it.
Yep.
Uh, but
Oh
that's all.
yeah, I guess we see Porco Lewis and Johnny in the left corner. If we assume that's them and just not another random pig and rabbit, and Sally has another speaking role.
Yeah, I like to assume that every rabbit and pig that we see is Porker Lewis and Johnny Lightfoot.
Yeah, until they actually get a design that's different from everyone else, then we can't say yeah, you can't say that anymore.
I will still say that.
You're just like see another rabbit, like, oh, I don't know why Johnny Lightfoot took off his jacket, and then it changed his body back to his original rabbit form.
And this art is super inconsistent.
Or you see like Johnny next to another rabbit, and you're just like, I don't know why Johnny decides to clone himself, with like a second rabbit next to him, but I don't know.
There's two Johnnies. What the? But that's all I got for this issue. What about you?
Oh wait, there's another thing. The freedom fighters are building their base,
Yeah.
their hideout. This actually comes later, another thing later, but yeah. So the weird loops that you see in Green Hill, they're using the weird marbles. They're building that. I mean, Emerald Hill, they're building that as part of their like their base layout. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So we see like the early parts of that. But besides that, it's like the only thing I else have in my notes. But yeah, weird-ish, weird concept, but overall okay action filled issue. Also, another Sonic versus a version of himself before that became like a major thing. Because the first one we ever saw was the weird misshapen robot one.
Yeah.
All right, you
But
want to go to the next one? Or do you have any more comments?
no, I've already pointed out that I got nothing.
All right, let's go to next issue.
All right. And the next issue is once again with the cover art of Sonic, and it is the bare minimum of Sonic. Holy shit! This is might as well be a stock image.
Yep. Like they ain't try to light up that stock in. They changed the hand a little and back into the Sonic One pose.
Yep. And the most they did for that Sonic One pose was position his hand to hold a fruitcake and to paste a stocking at the end of his finger, and a
Yep.
very, very stock crown.
Yeah.
It's
The painting's pretty flat. Coloring's pretty flat there. Um, it's a cover, I guess.
yeah. The only effort that I could tell that's probably done in this is the background and that void.
Yep.
But
That
yeah,
swirling void.
that's
Oh, and it's
about it.
Christmas.
Yeah, and that's about it. Um,
Yep. Let's go
it's
on the actual issue.
yep. So summary. This is Sonic the Hedgehog and Hero of the Year. It turns out that Robotnik is throwing a Hero of the Year award ceremony, and Sonic is willing to attend. Tails, though, points out this is a pretty obvious trap, and Sonic's like, "Yeah, I know, but I still want to get that award." Pretty vain. And he goes in with that beaky outfit again as the pseudo penguin. And once the Hero of the Year award is announced and it's given to Sonic, Sonic breaks out of the throws away his disguise and goes up and claims his award. Now that he claims it, though, he's suddenly trapped in a bowl, and it's filled with Mega Mac. Um, I'm sorry, it's still called yeah, it's called Mega Mac. Good. Uh, and Sonic, desperate to get out, he starts rotating inside of it, building up the pressure until the top breaks like a bottle. He breaks out and he escapes back to Emerald Hill with the trophy in hand. Tails is wondering why he still has the trophy and why Sonic's just sitting there with it. But Sonic points out that he's a bit smarter than you think, and he points out to Tails that give it a second, they'll show up. Turns out an army of bandits show up, and Tails is wondering how they found him. And Sonic points out that the award is actually a tracking device, and they were going to trick them to bring it back to their hideout so Robotnik can invade it. Sonic thought ahead though, brought him out into an open field, and broke the tracking device once the bandit showed up, and takes out every single bandit around as well, and Tails helps out too in this one. So with they're done, the I forgot this wolf escapes, and Sonic is praised once again as a good guy, and that's where the issue ends.
All right. So let's start the art. The art. All right. So this artist, you could tell, has does this artist. I like some of his framing and some of like his the coloring's pretty good,
Yeah,
but
it it
it,
it it always comes back to design.
it's not just the design, some perspective work, um, background. Wait, no, the background's a little better than
Yeah,
some
background.
perspective work.
Yeah, it's perspective and design really because
Yeah,
the background and coloring and everything is fine.
yeah. It's just especially when it comes to some of the character designs. Like, okay, so this wolf guy. Am I the only? Do you also think this is Wile E. Coyote? I thought he was a coyote.
Yeah, it's very clearly. I mean, it's very clearly early cartoon design of how a wolf would look like, which is based off Wile E. Coyote. So, sheesh. I
So
mean,
so I thought he was just a coyote. So I understand the logic on that, like since Sonic's like already anthropomorphic animal. But yeah, some of the faces, some of the characters, some of the faces, some of the characters are pretty weird. Some of the perspective, like that issue. So like the second page where Sonic's like getting out of his outfit. Where is he standing? Because you see that
yeah,
guy's chair right next to him, but if you go by the line and where the floor and how big Sonic is,
yeah.
what?
It's kind of weird. Hell, even going back to the first page, I don't like how Tails looks in the jacket and how he's like crunched over. It looks like he's Tails is a lot taller, like almost the same height as Sonic, when he's supposed to be shorter.
Yeah,
Like I don't know. It's and we still got those weird tube like shoes.
yeah. I guess it's just like a thing for Sonic at this time in this comic.
Hmm.
The Batnik designs, like the weird things with the skulls and the arms. What?
Yeah, they're not.
They're
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 hardly
not like
badniks.
yeah, they're not even like threatening
They're
like the
just goofy.
troopers.
Yeah, they're just goofy. I
Yeah,
mean, if you were to replace these badniks with buzz bombers, because that would probably a better equivalent to them, because they're flying enemies. I would. I mean, if they were buzz bombers, that would make more sense. But no, there's just these weird upper torsos with no neck and a propeller. It's
yeah.
it's weird.
So in that last page, where Sonic's like looking at the animal friend, all the faces. Sonic's
Oh,
like weird eye.
the weird eye and dude, look at the monkey. The monkey is
That's staring at my soul right there.
Oy.
And Sonic's weird eyes are not like the weird placement of his eyes.
Yeah.
But but yeah, but the actual story itself, it's a simple. Okay, so this coyote guy. Okay, so we're going back to how like Robotnik society work. So this zone, Metropolis zone, is Robotnik's like, according to his comments, the heart of, of Robotnik's empire and everything. So going by what we see the animal people here, Robotnik doesn't have everyone in slave camps.
No, he
Like so
doesn't.
far, all we've seen is like other, like the last couple issues, we've seen like we've seen like everything from Robotnik. They're automatically just like workers and everything. But these guys, I assume, are just citizen. And like from the first page, like you see like them wearing suits. You see like there's a press. So Robotnik must have like some kind of city operation.
Yeah. Even though like that whole scenario was pointed out to be a trap, it was a trap for Sonic. The whole hero award
Yep,
thing, but still,
true. But the people were surprised.
yeah.
The
So
only
they
the coyote guy was in on it.
yeah, which makes me wonder why people were even there because someone in the crowd says like Sonic, it's like wow, I can't believe he actually showed up. Like it's like everyone knew this was a trap. No one, but but people still showed up. Like it's kind of weird.
Also, they went to this. So were they not like suspicious on why there was like a Sonic appreciation thing at the heart of Robotnik's thing, or did Robotnik just tell these people to go here?
I don't know. There's just
And also,
there's just a lot of just there's just a
yeah,
lot
there's a
of
lot of questions about how Robotnik runs his empire here.
yeah, there's just a lot of don't think about it.
Yeah, does Robotnik have like an actual society? Who does he decide to have slaves? Who decides to make slaves or not? Also, the animal people, very anthropomorphic.
Yep.
Like they're
Uh,
not even trying to be Sonic character proportions or realistic animals.
yeah, they stopped being animal buddies after a while. I guess they're starting to evolve, starting to get their own proper anatomy to fit into Sonic's world. I guess, even though animal buddies were already in there.
And Sonic doesn't really have like proper people anatomy in this.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird.
Yeah, Mega Muck makes its second appearance
Yeah.
since
Well,
with Megatox.
yeah, Megatox. It's pretty clear that Megatox is the villain itself, but the substance is called Mega Mac.
Yeah, Mega Mac from what we talked about last time. So I wonder if that's just gonna be like Sonic like Robotnik's go to. If it is, it's pretty cruddy. It hasn't worked both times.
Yeah, even though it's supposed to be like a kryptonite to Sonic.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
The plan for this was, I guess Robotnik really thinks Sonic has to be super vain.
You know what? And he's right.
He is, but I guess he's not asked. He's not dumb.
No, even though he's willing to throw himself into a trap for the sake of and a reward.
Yeah, he didn't even have to go there. I think he just went there just to be like, well, Robotnik's calling me out. I better like go there.
Yeah, but he never points that out. He's just like, hey, I'm. He even says he's like, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna get that award. Like it clearly makes it look like he's just there for the goddamn award, nothing else. Even
Oh,
though
we
he.
also see the second.
Oh,
I'll
go ahead.
continue.
No, go ahead.
No, I just know we saw the second appearance of his disguise, Bob Beakey.
Yep. I keep wanting to call him Beaker.
Yeah, me too. Also, Tails' coat, which I'm gonna tell you, that's gonna be Tails' main disguise slash main wardrobe thing for this
Yeah,
comic. That
and
coat.
and Sonic does point out, or Tails questions like, why do I just have a coat and you get a full out disguise? But Sonic points out like the only thing that identifies Tails is his tails.
Well, I
And
also thought, well, he puts it a lot ruder way than that. He says, because I'm the famous Sonic the Hedgehog, recognize recognize wherever I go, and as long as you keep your two tails hidden, you could be anyone. So, well, I guess yeah, that's true. Sonic isn't like how regular Hedgehog looks like in this world.
I mean, thanks to Sonic himself, we see what a normal hedgehog looks like, which is just a
Yeah.
brown normal
So
hedgehog.
so
So
I
yeah,
guess Tails
he's
would
not.
blend in, but
So yeah, he's not wrong.
I would assume Eggman would know how Tails is face would have like at least a database on Tails since he's been with Sonic.
Yeah, but keep in mind that there's like Sonic said, there's probably hundreds of foxes.
Yeah. I guess in this world the face is just doesn't denote too much.
Hmm. But
But yeah,
well, I don't really have a whole lot on this issue. Sonic outsmarts Robotnik with the award thing.
well, Coyote guy who's
Coyote
working for
got.
Botnet.
I mean, the whole thing was planned by Robotnik.
Yeah. Also, this guy, like I said, I think I already said it, but yeah, second Robotnet actual Morbian helping Robotnet.
Yeah, someone that's not being controlled or anything. He's doing it for a profit.
Actually, we don't even know who's doing it for profit. He didn't say that.
Well,
For all I know,
well, I mean, he has to get paid, or he has to get paid in something, because, like, he doesn't. He's just clearly doing it for a job. He's not doing it because he hates Sonic.
yeah. thing, and we don't really know. Maybe Ravana has his family, but yeah, but yeah, not going to like her own like or projections. But yeah, second Mobian that's actually helping Sonic next it with Megatox. I
Yep.
mean, helping Robotnik. All right, want to get to the next issue?
Yeah, no whole lot to say on this one. A lot of these issues were just kind of filler. There's no real overarching story yet. A lot of them are just, I guess, world building, where it's supposed to show the absolute influence Robotnik has, but that's about it.
And you need those one-off adventures. Not everything has to be a yeah, part of a big plot.
No, 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 and I understand that, and I appreciate those smaller stories a lot more. It's just, I mean, I don't know. It's starting to run thin, but I think the writer knows about this, so we're gonna probably get back into the more bigger story in a bit. So moving on to the next issue, we are at issue 15, and the cover art. I like this one. Out of the batch we saw so far, this is probably my favorite one.
Yeah,
Um,
it's pretty good. It's
yeah,
probably the best. Yeah, you're right. It's probably the best so far.
yeah. I love the Valkyrie, Bandix. I love Tails in the Tornado. Sonic's proportions. Stomach's a little bit wider than it should be, but
Yeah.
it's good. It's still good, and I like it.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's dynamic. It's not like in a void. You can tell this is like in an airplane. This is like in a dogfight, and Sonic's just on lower wings. It's
Yep.
dynamic.
Yes, it is, and I like it. Uh, I like how Tails looks. Yeah, not a whole lot wrong there, and it's pretty good. But then we move on to the main story called The Green Eater. Deep within the Scrap Brain zone, the Bandits are building a terrifying machine, and we have this giant, colossal Badnik that is just bullying and telling every other robot what to do. Sonic is breaking a meta joke here and reading his own comic, and Tails is warning him that something's wrong with Emerald Hill. Trees are dying, the grass is dying, everything within the earth is dying. And Sonic goes to find out what it is. Takes out Badniks, breaks into Scrap Brain Zone, takes out the defending fleet, comes across the Green Eater himself, and he goes makes chase after Sonic. Sonic goes and takes out um what is it? Oh, it takes out the machine that is eating into the earth and blows it up, and all that's left is the Green Eater. Sonic confronts him. He bounces off of him, and the Green Eater points out that Sonic can barely harm him, and any attacks that he did it is barely a tickle. However, Sonic wasn't aiming for that. Turns out he ripped the battery out of him, and without the battery, the Green Eater loses control, powers down, and falls apart. Because of that, though, Sonic finds out from the little animal buddies there that their homes are gone, and with no home, Sonic has a pretty, I guess, kind of macabre idea solution.
They're
The
not
answer,
alive.
I mean, okay, sure.
They're
Uh,
robots.
okay, it's still kind of weird. So they got the giant, the Green Eater. They rip him apart from the inside, and they convert him into a house. And he serves as a house
What?
in Emerald Hill for the animal buddies, and that's how the issue ends. And the issue ends on the last two panels of Sonic's legs being colored the same way his arms. What the fuck?
No, that's been throughout the whole issue. So hey, that's a good transition into the art. Sonic's legs are flesh colored throughout this whole comic.
Yo, I just noticed that. What the hell?
You're just noticing that? I
Yeah.
noticed that the whole time reading that.
No, no, that
It's
doesn't make any sense. What?
I know
No.
it's so weird, and it's
Every.
done consistently, so it's
Oh
not a
my god.
mistake.
I don't get it. You you
I,
you have the cover art that clearly shows what Sonic should look like. You have like 15 other issues, 14 other issues that tell you what Sonic looks like. You have the games. This isn't like a miscoloring of his arms and making them blue. That's a common problem, sure, but I can understand that one. But his legs? And you're right, it's consistent. Every page he's in, it's constantly colored that they're flesh. They're flesh colored. What the hell?
ah,
It's
so
gross.
yeah, it is not a mistake. Oh yeah, Mark Millar again. He really did do a lot of these Irish Sonic comics. But
He's
yeah,
improving. He's improving though. Kind of. Tails looks off. Sonic looks off. Still.
I mean the writer for it, the artist.
Oh,
I
the art.
didn't write it down. I did not write it down.
I don't see it. I don't see the credits for him. I mean, Sonic looks off. Tails looks off though. The
Sure, we'll
Bandix.
look at the Sonic wiki later.
Yeah.
But
The
yeah,
the Bandix and everything. Again, they look good. The backgrounds look amazing. It's just the design. It's not
yeah,
even. It's not even perspective. The perspective looks fine for a lot of these.
yeah. It's like everything looks like this is a good, well-made comic.
It's
Like
not
this is a
until
professional.
I mean, I think there's the only good shot of Sonic is one, two, three, four. In page
I mean,
five
the
on
issue
the
where
no. In page five at the bottom in the final panel, where he's running towards the screen. That is a fantastic looking art.
yeah, that's a good action shot for Sonic.
Yeah, but that's the only one. Like, I mean, to be fair, the same page in the first panel. I like how Sonic's kind of like cheekily like. I like his pose and everything. He's a really smug son of a bitch. But
So just going back there, there's a so Sonic's reading a thing for hedgehogs, but the hedgehog on that cover. Let me put on my continuity nerd glasses here. But we know from Sonic's origin that that hedgehogs are all brown. How come the hedgehog on the cover of that is blue? Clearly, someone did not look at the continuity on the cover in the magazine he's reading.
that's the cover.
No, no, the magazine he's reading,
That's not a magazine.
and the issue he's sitting down. Oh wait, no, the checking what well-dressed hedgehogs is wearing.
That's supposed to be a meta joke. You
No,
could barely
that's like a.
no that you could barely see it, but the font on the top is supposed to simulate the font on the top of the issues.
I'm looking at that right now. No, it's not. It's not the little like weird triangle. I'm pretty sure Sonic's just reading. It probably has a bow tie on. Pretty sure Sonic's just reading like a book on well-dressed hedgehog fashion.
Oh, that's weird. I thought it was
He
supposed
even
to be.
said,
I thought it was supposed to be like no. I thought he was just making like a meta joke saying that like look at this handsome dude, and it's just him.
"No, I think he's just reading a book on well-dressed hedgehogs in universe."
That's
Which apparently Robotnik still allows.
yeah.
I
You
just
think
imagine I just imagine he's subscribed to that. And it's like, oh, the latest issue.
yeah. You think he I don't know have some sort of prejudice.
Maybe Robotnik like just because maybe Robotnik's more progressive than we thought. Maybe it's like it's because one hedgehog I hate doesn't mean I hate them all.
To be fair, it is canon that that modern Eggman is a feminist, so it's not unheard of.
No, you're right. This Robotnik shows that too. But yeah, Sonic is just the hedgehog on that cover is blue. But we learn later, canonically, no, Sonic's the only supposed to be the only blue hedgehog.
Yeah. How much of it can you write up to it being that it's an earlier issue and no real set continuity
Oh yeah,
involved?
it doesn't matter. But it's just
I
I was just
mean,
doing my comic book guy impression of oh I saw a continuity mistake.
I hope someone lost their job over that.
Yes. But yeah. This was just another good short adventure.
It's a short little action venture where it's just Sonic once again saving the day. Nothing wrong with that, but we
See
do
this
get
like big.
we we do get our first glimpse though of Scrap Brain Zone.
Yeah. It's I like the design for it, like the smoke constantly in the background, all the
Yeah,
badniks around.
yeah, it's not the same. Like you would think it would be using the same design, like or similar design to Chemical Plant, where Chemical Plant already looks pretty desolate and dystopian. But no, this is a completely different feel than what Chemical Plant is, and I like that.
Yep. Also, we never learn how the heck that machine works.
No, I'm assuming it's like I guess for the sake of it, it's supposed to be like a giant suction from the ground.
I think it's supposed to be melting because you see like their buildings and everything. Because the first panel, you see those. those buildings are fine, and then you see them starting to melt.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't
And we
know.
established earlier that those are like the freedom fighters built those for their homes. I guess now their home is that one badnik, green badnik guy.
Which is
I wonder if
kind of a
that thing's consistent. I don't know. He's a robot.
it's kind of macabre.
Oh, he's a robot. He doesn't have feelings.
Yeah,
Plus, he's smiling at the end. Plus, he's smiling at the end of the last panel. You see a little smile on his face.
yeah, I'm sure I can make a corpse smile too. That's not the gotta write down the time for that one.
But yeah,
One,
yeah,
two,
if he's still smiling, I'm sure he's happy that his body is now being used for justice instead of for living.
I guess.
Well, no, now it's being used for living, for other people's living.
I mean, I don't think he's smiling because of that though.
I just imagine like post mortem. They're like, that's a little depressing. Put a smile, like mechanically move his face, put a smile on there. Good, good.
Jesus.
This Sonic, I would believe he would do that just for a joke.
Sonic,
But yeah,
that's a corpse, man. So
it's a robot.
it's
That's
a
a
corpse.
toaster, as far as I'm concerned. That
Yo,
sounds like that's a toaster, as far as I'm concerned.
yo, not cool, man.
Uh, Lucky Gemroll doesn't happen in this universe. Like
Oh,
he just sees him with,
oh
or
God.
Emerald doesn't happen. He's like, all right, so this is my place. That's the robot corpse that we. That's the robot we live in.
Dude,
You
not
see
even
Emerald
that.
scream eternally,
Not even that. Let's go even early. Earlier example would be Gamma.
or Bomb and Heavy.
Oh God, they exist. And they, I
Yeah,
mean,
you forget they were the first robots to ever turn in Sonic. They were the first ones to ever turn against Robotnik for good.
yeah, but when I think of Knuckles Chaotix, I'm not thinking of Bomb and Heavy. I'm thinking of the actual Chaotix.
Yep, but I remember them. They were the first one. I don't know if you think they show up in this comic, but just imagine they're
No,
like,
no, no.
"Wow,
They
you guys
have.
turn on."
I'm pretty sure this thing does an adaptation of Knuckles Chaotix. I feel like they have to.
I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they die really quickly, and that's why I don't remember. But there were just weights
Hey,
to weigh you down in the original.
hey, they were supposed to be a detriment, but if you combine Charmy with Heavy, you are an unstoppable force.
That is true.
You also make the
Bombing.
stages your bitch. Bomb
Yep.
was the only real detriment to you.
Yep. They tried. Well, we never saw them again. In my head canon, I just imagine that they're still around, just like doing just in the background.
As a scrap.
But they just do laundry in the background in my head canon.
Well, I think they were supposed to be like mechanics.
That's true. They could just be building their planes and stuff.
Well, no, no, no. In
But
the
no, that's
game, no, in the games, in Knuckles Chaotix, they were confirmed to just be mechanics. I think of the weird Neutropolis Highway in Knuckles Chaotix.
oh no, we're getting to game stuff. But yeah, I think we're kind of done with this issue actually.
I'm trying to fill
But
time
yeah,
because there's not a lot to talk about.
yeah, we're just filling time now. But yeah, Sonic the Robot, okay issue. Why is his legs flesh colored?
That pisses me off more than you think. I'm trying not to voice it so much, but it bothers me to no end.
Yeah. All right, I want to go to the next issue, the
Yes,
final
please.
one.
Yep,
Yeah.
our last issue for the podcast. Issue 16, and this is a whole lot of weird. We got Sonic as Ornament along with Tails and Porker Lewis. Weirdly, you think it'd be. I don't know, like, why have Porker Lewis there? Why not just have Johnny too? Or just not have him? But they're ornaments, and here's Robotnik dressed as Santa Claus, clearly gonna take a swipe at Sonic. As
I
the
like
cover.
it. It's like a cool metaphor.
I mean, I don't. You see, it's an allegory. Uh,
Yeah.
what what the cover also tells us is that there's an exclusive. story for Tails at the end of this issue, and we'll look at that after we're done. But for now, that's the overall cover art. It's not bad. Uh, it's kind of weird, but I like it. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, and you've already said
I like it.
you like it too.
Yeah, it's like a weird metaphor. I like how I like metaphorical covers like this, and it fits with the theme of Christmas.
Yeah, this is very clearly supposed to be a Christmas issue, a very holiday issue, and we see that as soon as the first page, where there's mysterious gifts given to all the animal buddies, and this issue is called "Happy Christmas, Doctor Robotnik." I guess "Merry Christmas" is copywritten. Um, we see Doctor Robotnik is being surprisingly nice with a Santa hat, and even his bandit troopers are helping out the animal buddies and giving them gifts. And Sonic is clearly taken aback. At the same time, not exactly a massive fan of this. As we see, Tails is like, "Hey, Sonic!" He's giving out new gifts, and Tails shows off his new shoes, and he goes off running. Uh, and Sonic is gonna decide to keep a closer eye on Robotnik here. Even the Flickies seem to like him. But from the shadows, we see that the real Dr. Robotnik has set up a trap for Sonic, and he's monitoring his every move. Sonic invites the new Robotnik to a Christmas party along with everyone else, and one of the Bandit troopers there is drunk, and he as he drunkenly points out to Sonic that the real Doctor Robotnik is has set this up as a trap, and it turns out that that one over there that's sitting in front of Sonic is actually a fake and a bomb. Sonic finds out about once he finds out about this, he takes off, grabs the fake Robotnik, runs as fast as he can off to the edge, and throws him into the ocean. He explodes, and they're hit with the aftermath wave, and everyone continues with their happy Christmas. Meanwhile, Robotnik has been given a gift, a new seat from his bandit troopers, and he finds out that he enjoys the new seat. But it ends with the joke of Robotnik saying that if you have time to find a gift, I'm clearly not overworking you enough. And that's how the issue ends.
Right. So the art, I like it.
I like it too. It's clearly the same guy that's done the last few issues that were kind of questionable, but he's getting better.
Yeah, I really like the coloring. His perspective is a lot better here. Mm. I'm talking like I'm like I'm it's so I don't mean that like talking like a professional here, quote trying to dissect a professional artist, but I feel like overall I like this issue a lot better art wise.
No, that's fine. I like it too, honestly. Uh, it's very clear though that the happy Robotnik gives me the creeps. Like
Oh
I think
yeah,
that
that smile feels like it has pain in it.
yeah,
He seems more in pain than smiling.
yeah, that is a man that is he's struggling, and he's a robot. He's not even real. He
Yeah, I
wouldn't
just remember out there was building the smile and he just couldn't put his face in it.
He's like he probably looks to his badniks and he was like, "This is how you smile, right?" Like this is
Yeah.
how it's supposed to be, right? And they're just so creeped out. They're like, "Yeah, sure." But
Yeah, that's scary. Also, so I know. All right, so I can justify the reason Sonic isn't just beating up Robotnik and putting him in like some kind of jail. That's Sonic. That's Kentavor.
yeah, he's willing to take a chance on if Kintobor is able to still shine through despite the evil exterior of Robotnik. He's willing to take
No?
a chance.
But where the heck is everyone else going with this?
Yeah, you would think it would be a lot more, I don't know, conflicted. You think everyone would be more against Robotnik being buddy buddy, while Sonic is more willing to give him a chance. But no, it's actually the opposite.
Yeah, like everyone's first reaction should be beat him down and put him in a prison.
Let's scramble that egg.
But no, they're just like, oh, he gave presents and he said sorry.
Even Tails. Tails was
Yeah.
looks like one of the first ones to just be, hey, this isn't bad.
Well, he got power sneakers like Sonic, which can like support his speed. Which I'm
Yeah,
like, wait, so in which I'm like, I'm just thinking, did Tails keep that, or did those break later? Because
yeah,
I'm
like,
just saying, we're never gonna see those again.
or did he throw them away because Robotnik made them and he didn't want to take a chance? I mean, that's probably a good
Yeah, that
excuse.
actually makes more sense. Because he's like, I don't want these to blow up on my feet one day.
Yeah, hack his shoes. He's like, the last thing I need is for Robotnik to slow me down suddenly, and I'll be forced to spin dash everywhere. Good thing that'll never happen.
But honestly, this is a good plan. But I feel like it would have worked if the presents had bombs in them too.
Yeah, like this seems a lot more like a goofier plan than Robotnik would probably make, considering this guy is also the one that just, let's say a few issues ago, tried to use like fucking orbital laser.
It's all more goofy than what this Robotnik has done so far.
Yeah, like once you go with the orbital laser, I feel like the next natural step for this kind of thing would be like I don't know, put bombs in the presents. But no, he doesn't do that. It's kind of weird.
Also, he let his SWAT bot. Also, SWAT bots can apparently get drunk off of oil.
Yeah, and I mean it's clearly made for a joke, but like
Yeah.
realistically, like how does that work?
Also, Robotnik told his SWAT bots his whole plan, and they blabbed.
I mean like I I guess like if they're sentient enough, I guess he's trying like to not for the plan to go through, he's not supposed to just attack Sonic, and I guess they probably asked, and he's like, "All right, go ahead." It tells him the plan. It's still weird though. Like, why would he tell them that? Would it
That
be
plan
better?
would have, and you know what? The plan would have worked.
Yeah, everyone would have died. That sounds
Yeah.
wrong. Saying
You know,
that,
now
but
this planet is getting a lot more sinister the more we say it.
yeah, it's but still, I feel like it would have been a good backup to just have the presence also be a bomb.
Yeah, that's true. Sonic would have ran away with the Robotnik, and he saw it. He could have been like, okay, Sonic's gone, blow up the presents.
Yeah, it's like all right, plan two, plan B, and that could also have been like a really good issue of Sonic showing off his speed again, trying to grab all the presents and throw them too.
Or Tails could have saved them.
Yeah, how this comic's going, it's not gonna let Tails have the shine through.
Hey, Tails has done some stuff. He saved Sonic like in issue 3. Remember in issue 2, or was it 3? One of the two.
But it's
Remember
not.
when he was
n-
like,
Yeah, when he was like half roboticized. Yeah, but it's
and
very
yesterday, and the last I said yesterday, the last issue.
yeah, but it's very clear that they don't want to give Tails too much credit.
He does stuff. He,
No,
he
no,
does his stuff. He's a
I'm
good.
not. I'm not disowning it. I'm agreeing with you.
But yeah, I see what you mean. They're a little. He's a little pulled back. Well, Sonic is the main star of this.
Yeah, and that's something that I'm glad Archie kind of does later, where they kind of reel back on Sonic just being the main hero. Hell, even the earlier
Also,
issues of Archie kind of lean into the fact that like Sonic's not just the only one.
he brought back the cool guy glasses this issue.
Yeah, uh, he uses it at a party. Man, he Sonic is a douchebag who wears sunglasses inside.
True. I assume. But yeah, it was a quick little adventure. Also, the swap bots are apparently sentient enough, and they all like Robotnik
Yeah,
to give him a present.
yeah, that's kind of funny. It's supposed to be like a cute little thing, but like he clearly gives him more work. Do
Also, they bought a present. Do they have to buy? Can't they just take it?
you think Robotnik
I
was?
was thinking about that. That just came to me now. I'm like, can't they just take it?
They probably did take it. Or no, 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 no. Did they say that they bought it?
No, they said they came together and they brought the present. Last page, second
Bados,
panel.
the Bados clubbed together and bought you. Yeah, they bought it. So that means like
Yeah, they
they.
bought the present.
So I don't think Robotnik is nice enough to pay them. So they probably did
Oh yeah,
side
that means they
jobs.
must have a money system.
Yeah, but I don't think Robotnik is kind enough to actually pay his badniks because why would he pay them? They work for him.
Yeah, they're
So
robots.
so they clearly probably went out and either A, probably mugged and got the money, or they actually did other jobs, which kind of makes it a bit more depressing.
Yeah. So Robotnik just, I guess Robotnik must give them something. Also, they can feel upset about working. So Robotnik just gives everything he makes sentience, I assume.
I mean, that's not too far of what Eggman does nowadays. Who the
It's
hell
like,
builds
I
who
made
he builds egg ponds to feel fear? Like who does that? That's fucked up.
yeah, I'm just like Robotnik's like, well, I made them. Well, I've made it. I could make it simple. Why not just add some sentience right on top? But yeah, it was a good Christmas issue. Fight the Christmas theme. Wait, that just made me realize Christmas exists in in this universe.
Uh, is it one of those things where you don't think about it too much?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it don't. But I'm just like, it just struck me right now. I'm just like, Christmas exists.
Yeah, again, don't think. Yeah, it's definitely tallied up to not think about it too much because it's clearly just done for kind of a gimmick for Christmas, for real world
Yep.
Christmas, for the sake of it.
But yeah, like good little issue.
Yeah, I liked it.
And that wraps up for like
Not
that
yet.
basically wraps up
Not yet.
for
We
our
still.
Sonic portion.
Yeah, for our Sonic portion. Yep. So,
But we have came to a momentous moment. The first Sonic spin-off comic.
yep.
And of course, the character that gets it is the one that makes perfect sense. Wait,
Johnny,
no, Sally.
Johnny Lifefoot. Johnny
Yeah,
Lifefoot.
like these last couple issues, we all know he's the most important character, basically the main character.
Sonic's buddy that stuck with him throughout most of his journey so far. Porker Lewis.
You know, it's funny. In one of the the books for like the universe of for like Sonic the comic, we learned that Johnny Lifefoot is actually Sonic's oldest friend.
Oh my god.
So he has been longer than Tails apparently, I think.
Well, hold on.
So
Uh, hold on. I think the bunny, animal buddy though, was probably introduced in Sonic One, so technically that could be true.
yep. So he's like my longest friend. Tails, he just walks by and says Johnny Lightfoot. But yeah, no, jokes aside, it's Tails comic.
Yes, it is. Do you want to summarize this one?
Sure. Basically, Sonic. All right, basically, Sonic is running. Tails is trying to run up next to him, and Sonic's like, "You're going too slow for me, Tails." Tails like, "I can help out." Portal shows up, takes Tails. We learn that Tails comes from this place called the Nameless Zone, which is like a weird medieval kind of zone.
Creative
Tails has been
name.
sending letters to his parents, saying where he talks about how like he basically said Sonic was his psychic and he's actually the main hero. They believe him, and like the kings of this place are like, "Yo, Tails, we believe the letters of this 8-year-old that your parents have been showing us. You can fight. You can fight our problems for us." Tails tries to tell them, "Wait, I'm not actually," but nah. They're like, "You can do it." They send him off to go fight um. I was gonna say a troll, but it's not like a weird monster, avian, this creature, something called a trog.
It's like a weird rat thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a weird rat-looking thing on a bridge, and we don't know why, and it ends right there. And he said he will eliminate who's their champion.
Yep, which is unfortunately Tails. How will Tails get out of this issue? Find out next week, actually. We'll find out next week. But that's about it. Overall, what do you think about this batch of comics this time?
Um, Wait, actually, let's talk about this little Tails story. So we've got some new information here. Tails is from another zone. Which, okay, so zones in this world, I thought they were all on the same planet. But if the way Tails gets into his zone is to be believed, are there like different dimensions for some of them?
That is a good point, and they'll never expand on it.
Maybe later they do.
Maybe. I mean, keep in mind that
And
it's very clear that the special stage zone or the special zone is its own thing, and that's clearly not connected to the planet. But I didn't think that was like for every zone, you know?
yeah, maybe it's just certain zones because the name of zone is most definitely not connected to the rest of mainstream Morbius. They're definitely off to the side somewhere else because they're not really affected by Robotnik stuff. They're all medieval.
Yeah.
And you know a funny thing, um, this is also completely not connected to it, but the whole Tales is connected, has like ancestry into medieval stuff. Is also something else that Archie does later with Tales, which
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure is separate from this. It's so weird that they both had the same idea.
Yes, it is. And I can't. I mean, I feel like it's a bit much that like you try to make Tails like this ancient, well-known like super warrior. In this case,
Well,
it's a lie though. But in Archie, it's kind of played like that, and it's just kind of
chosen one in Archie.
chosen one in Archie. But it's kind of weird because like the whole point of Tails is that supposed to be he's a buddy to Sonic. Like he I don't know. It feels like you're treading too much into like trying to give him way too much purpose. Like I get it. You're trying to give him a bit more to the character, but you somehow missed that mark and you went way over it. You overshot it.
Like it here. Okay, though the logic that a bunch of kings believes the word of an 8-year old's letters from their mom, and I just imagine like Tails. Like, how do they get the letters? Let me read if they say that. Did Tails' mom like just go, "Hey, my son wrote these nice letters about how he's super cool," and the king was just like, "You know what? These are some good ass letters. He's the one."
And he could solve our problems.
Yeah, he's some of the best letters ever. That it convinced me.
Maybe Tails is secretly like the best like writer in existence, and they just that's how convinced they were.
Like he writes in like this ultra poetic style that's so realistic. They're like, dang, I can believe that guy could defeat anyone. But I like the idea of it. Like Tails writes back home and like tells his parents he's like this great guy. He's like this great super warrior, which also
It's
means like
but it's
so.
weird. It's weird because like why is Tails' family part of the Nameless Zone?
But here's the thing. This is also a thing. We have not seen other foxes besides Tails. So are all foxes from the Nameless Zone?
That's a good point.
Also, if that's the case, so is Tails like the only fox in Mobius? Because we don't see any other one.
Yeah,
That is.
that's weird.
That's just yeah, like it's just something I'm thinking about now. I'm pretty sure no one was thinking about too deep into that here, but it's just like, yeah, we don't see any more foxes. Also, the foxes are anthropomorphic human-like beings
Yeah,
here, so
which implies that if Tails were to grow up, he would look like that too.
yep. You know, I like to imagine Tails is like that. It just gets like a six pack and really buff, and he just has the same head.
Oh God, can we not? That's a very real thing.
Oh gosh, probably so would dream that.
I am not
But
looking forward
yeah.
to Archie. I am not looking forward to Archie because of that.
Oh wait, you're right. Titan Tails. How could I forget? Oh, so we're introduced to Tails' battle armor. This is gonna be a reoccurring thing he wears here.
Yeah,
It's all right.
it's very clearly medieval armor. It's weird because like, why does this exist? Like compared to everything we've seen so far.
Yeah. So does this place just like? So is Morbius just like really advanced compared to this place? Like if Tails came into this world, no, there's a computer in the corner. That's like second page, first panel. Look in the left corner. There's a computer.
Yeah, that's what the hell?
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. That's an odd. There's computers here, unless this is Tails' room.
I- I-
Unless this, no, it's not because they go to the dungeon with the armor. No, this is their place. And if you
What
look,
the hell?
wait,
What the hell is this?
the hell you? Wait, but if you go down to the last panel of that page, there's a wrench on the floor.
Is this supposed to be like an early implication that Tails is the technical genius he ends up being, or we're reading too much into it at that point?
I know because that guy next page puts has a screwdriver and he's doing something to tail his armor. So I guess technology does exist here, but they just have like they just prefer fantasy more.
It's
Weird.
weird.
It is, but the Nameless Zone is a place we're gonna see a lot. This is basically gonna be the majority of where Tails' adventures are for his one-offs. And as far as I remember, yes, it's only foxes and like weird monsters.
Box only, final destination, no items.
Yeah, it's the foxes are separated from everybody else.
Yeah, it's like
Watching some random background, we see a fox, and I'm like, is that person from the Nameless Zone?
just get
Also,
a.
Robotnik has.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say so. Robotnik has no. So I'm just assuming Robotnik can't get to this place.
I think it's safe to say that he can't. Yeah,
Like it's just a thing that Tails can get to. Wait, so can Tails? Because here's the thing: we only ever see Tails get summoned there. Can Tails go back and forth, or he just stuck in Morbius until they call him back?
I think it's
Wait, he
implied that he.
can't be because he's sending letters. Oh, it can't be because he's sending letters.
Yeah, I think it's implied that he could go back anytime, but he just doesn't want to.
I guess. Also, I don't know if we ever see his parents. At least this version of Tails' parents.
Yeah,
But yeah, but like enough about our Sonic theories on like this weird series about an anthropomorphic fox. Oh, by the way, my power scaling hat, Tails can keep up with Sonic in this panel, first panel. But yeah, enough about like our pedantic overthinking about this series with like foxes in medieval times fighting with and Thomas Edison, not Thomas Edison, Theodore Roosevelt fighting a hedgehog. Um, as far as the story goes, it's just a part one of her beginning. It's all set up so far.
yeah. This is our first taste of it, and we will see more of it in next week's podcast. But till then, we are wrapped up here. Any final thoughts, Tom?
Yeah. I like this. This batch was okay.
Yeah.
It was not actually I didn't quite like it as the first batch to be honest.
The first batch was a lot more out there. I I think it's because like this one is just trying to find its own footing. And the
Yeah.
third batch, I read ahead in the third batch, and yeah, it does. It starts to get its own identity, but we won't see that until for a while, basically.
Yeah. I read ahead in the actually yeah I read ahead a lot, but but yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, this batch the art's been a lot better. I honestly say.
Yeah,
Like even this tail story, the art's pretty good. Oh, Nigel Kitchen wrote this. But yeah, this
yeah, I
batch
would.
has been pretty good. It's only been one dud out of the whole thing.
Yep. And yeah, quite a dud.
Yeah.
Man, never forget issue 5.
Oh God, you know what? Issue 5 might actually put this whole second half much better than it. That was,
I think
yeah.
the average of art in this one was better than the entirety of the first batch, mainly because the first batch had some really good high points. But damn, issue 5 knocked it down
Right.
so hard.
It pulled it down so slow.
It's like
It didn't
everything.
even.
It's like everything in the first batch was like B A, and then issue 5 is like a flat out D. While this one was probably
Yeah.
more, while this one was more like B's and C's and a couple of A's. But there's no real dud in this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, I'm enjoying Sonic the comic so far. Just been a little one-off adventures. We haven't gotten to any story arcs yet. Honestly, we haven't really built on much of the cast. Like we were introduced to Johnny and Porker Lewis so far, like in that one issue, but they haven't really become characters yet.
Hmm.
But yeah, so this was so do you want to end it off?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, this would be a good point to stop. My name is Anthony, and this is my good friend Tom, and we'll see you guys next week. Later.